All right, guys, welcome to the holiday belly burn. Today, what you're going to learn is the top 3 common mistakes to avoid, 5 nutrition hacks to have your cake and eat it, 2, burn fat, have some fun over the holidays, guys. So get ready. We'll be on in a minute.
All right, guys, let's get ready to roll. All right, let's jump right into it. It's Niall here with you. What are you going to learn today? The 3 top common mistakes to avoid so you don't put a ton of weight on over the holidays, and 5 nutrition hacks so you have your cake and eat it too, and burn fat, because wouldn't it be nice to roll into January actually leaner than you are right now? Okay?
Be awesome.
And with that, we'll tell you a little bit about ourselves. We'll tell you, prove to you that we've done this before with lots of clients, and then we're going to jump right into these things. We'll be real quick. We're going to take a total of 30 minutes today. We want to be respectful of your time, so that's about how long we're going to be.
That's perfect.
Okay. So first, who we are, I'll let Daryl introduce himself.
Hey guys, Daryl Devenish here, also known as Coach D. Well, at least lots of kids call me that, Coach D. A former phys ed teacher, taught at U of T as well. Opened up a couple gyms in the city, but Fit Body Boot Camp is where I am right now. I have 2 Fit Body Boot Camps, and that is my passion that we're gonna share with you tonight. One of the things I've done over the last 25 years is I've worked with people from all different levels, from adults, kids, high performance athletes, and we've collected a lot of knowledge and experience that we want to share with you guys just to make you guys life easier, help you guys hack this whole weight loss thing. So that's me in a quick nutshell. You're going to learn a little bit more about me and Niall in a minute.
All right, there I am, shirtless. My name's Niall Trainer. I'm Daryl's partner at Fit Body Boot Camp, where we've helped hundreds do exactly what we're going to tell you guys about. I'm a physique competitor, black belt in Hapkido, and I have about 25 years experience in the industry. So we just want to share our knowledge with you and help you get to the goals that you're looking to do. All right, now enough of us. Let's get down to the important thing and talk about the people we've helped. Okay, so here's a friend of ours at Fit Body Boot Camp. This is Kathy. Kathy is still with us. These photos were taken before and after her first 6 weeks with us. We have a lot of different programs we do at the gym. Some are 4 weeks, some are 6 weeks, some are 8 weeks. This 6-week program, Kathy lost an amazing 24 pounds. She's lighter than that now. She continues to just get leaner, get stronger. She came to us. She was already awesome. She's more awesome now. That's all it is.
Love
right?
Kathy. I love her.
But this is the kind of thing that you can do. Like maybe it won't happen in 6 weeks. Maybe it'll be a little slower for you. It all depends how aggressive you are with your goals. But it can be done. And we've seen every
hundreds
type of person come through the gym.
Yeah, we've seen this movie 100,000 times, guys, where they come in. We've basically faced every challenge. Like it's interesting. At the end of the day, they end up in the same place, but they all have a different starting point, and we'll share that with you guys. Just a few more stories here. Okay, well, this is one of my favorite guys. Over the last year, Mark came to us a year ago.
Yeah, that.
A year ago. And it's funny because I sat with him and his wife during a consultation, and you should have seen the look on his face. He had nothing. He's not saying nothing. You knew he was there. His wife was making him come. His doctor wanted him to lose some weight.
Let's face it. Our wives have made us come to some places we don't want to go. And you just sit there and do as you're told.
Yeah, and I can tell Mark was there for that reason that day. And he didn't know what he was in for. He didn't know what to expect. the one great thing about Mark is he was coachable. He was willing to learn.
Yeah.
He did everything. He followed the food plan. He showed up for the workouts. He had a positive attitude. And after his first challenge, guess what? He won the 6-week challenge. He was our male champion. And, not only did he win, he gained energy, his confidence, his relationship with his family. You can see, him and his wife, they were on a different level, as well as his daughter. His friends noticed he improved he plays hockey. His men's hockey guys were saying, "What the hell have you been doing, man? Because you're starting to score some goals now." So this is the kind of thing we do week in, day in, on a daily basis. Basically, is help people get to the next level.
Two things I loved about Mark was he had high cholesterol, and that came down.
Yeah.
And he had sciatica, and that was gone. Right? Yeah. Like, those are game changers.
Total game changer. And, not a side note, Mark, after he'd been with us for a couple months, took a break, went off to, Good
Big
Life.
Box Gym,
Big Box Gym. Don't want to say any name, but Good Life. And continued to work out.
Yep.
He kept that habit up. He's joined us back. He's rejoined as a member. And one of the things he basically said was he liked the accountability we gave him.
Yeah.
And that will, you're going to see that theme throughout our talk here today, but we made him accountable. He liked the fact that people were checking in on him.
Yeah. And that's one of the things. Like, a lot of people are thinking, in January, I'm going to join a gym. I'm going to start a program. I'm going to start a diet. Most fail. 85% of New Year's resolutions fail. And one of the things is one of the big factors people don't have is accountability. So 2 or 3 weeks in, when all those bad habits are just gnawing at you in the back of your mind, and you start to miss workouts, or you start to have those treats you were trying to avoid, there's nobody there to say, hey, you want to check that, right? Now, that can be a gym, that can be a trainer, that can be a good friend, but accountability has to be part of your plan. And like you said, we'll touch on that, right? Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys a quick visual, because we can throw stats at you all day, but they just kind of wash over you. Just a quick visual, okay? For most people, the average woman needs 1,500 calories a day to maintain your weight, not gain any, lose any. Your average man needs about 2,000, okay? Now, the third bar there, your average holiday work meal is 3,000 calories, okay? And
that's crazy.
That's nuts. And now think about that. That's not all you're going to have that day. In all likelihood, you'll have breakfast and lunch or a snack. You're going to be eating 4,000 or 5,000 calories that day. And the number of calories or excess calories you need to put on a pound is 3,500. So you add up all the work meals and holiday meals you're going to have over the next few weeks. And now you get to understand how easy it is to put on that average of 8 to 13 pounds in a short time.
It's crazy. And it happens quickly, as you said. This is something I've seen on a regular. I've seen people, for example, weigh themselves the morning of the day of the big festivals and parties and whatnot and gain 5 to 6 pounds in one day.
It happens, right? And so we're going to give you some strategies to deal with this exact thing, because we're not telling you not to have the holiday work meal. Okay?
No.
We're not telling you to skip, your Christmas dinner, right? We're going to tell you can have that, but if you tackle it smart, it's not going to set you back. Okay, a couple more quick stories here. This one I love. This is Steph. Steph was with us for a year, and then she moved downtown. But this idea of taking it off and keeping it off, Steph has kept the weight down, because after a long time with us, this fitness lifestyle became part of her DNA, right? The awesome thing about Steph, and this is, we harp on people that you need to take photos, right? Because the scale and the tape measure doesn't tell the whole story. This first photo was when Steph had just come in, and we had it online, right? Oh. And these second photos were taken a year later, right? Now, this was about a week after Steph quit. She'd been with us for a year, and she quit, and she was just like, this isn't working for me. She goes, I know I've lost, and she had lost 30 pounds. Yeah. She goes, I don't see any changes, because she didn't have photos. And then she stumbled across the photo online. And when she compared the two, she couldn't believe it. And you can see how obvious the change is.
Yeah, it was crazy. Listen, I sat in many a room with her and her complaining about this is not working. I don't know. I don't see any change. Don't feel and whatnot. A lot of that now was to do with her mindset. And, we'll touch on that too. But mindset, guys, it starts, you got to believe that this is going to happen. You got to believe in the program. You have to believe in what you're doing. No point in starting this if you don't believe that it's going to work.
And one thing that will sort of help you with mindset is when you take photos. Because when you actually see change, that's motivating.
Yeah, she didn't believe me. I became like her gym husband. She didn't believe me. You know what I mean? So, but pictures don't lie.
Pictures don't lie. This is a great story.
Oh, Geanina, this story. It's close to me because Geanina came in very unsure of what she wanted. In fact, she didn't even trust us. She didn't want to give us her credit card.
Oh, she was skeptical.
Yeah, and I don't blame her. She'd worked out before. She'd been to gyms, and I think her husband had something to do with it. Don't give these guys any credit cards. Don't trust these guys. She came in basically because she found herself in an unhealthy lifestyle. She wasn't eating well. She wasn't physically active anymore, and she just wanted to come and try and see. She was basically kicking some tires. She started the program and it got her mojo going. It got her competitive juices going, and she entered a 6-week challenge and went on to win her first challenge. She lost 11 pounds and 6 inches in 6 weeks. So she wasn't done there, which is good. She basically challenged herself. Some of the instructors had challenged her to come up with a bigger goal, and she wanted more. She got a taste of that victory. So she had a wedding coming up in the future, and she was, you know what? I want to be back at my pre-baby weight, which is a huge goal for most women, guys, to be back to their pre-baby weight, back to those glory days. And she was a size 10, and she wanted to get back to her size 6. So she worked her butt off.
She did.
She did. 4 or 5 times a week in the gym, doing the food, following the plan.
She's doing PT a couple times a week, personal training.
A few personal training sessions. And she was buying her dress, and she went in and she asked for a size 6. And to her surprise, it was too big.
That's so awesome.
I can't even imagine what was going through her mind when that lady said, "This is too big for you." Or she could see it was too big. And she ended up in a size 4. So better than her pre-baby shape. And you know what? She's going to be a lifer. She will never go back to her old lifestyle. She's definitely bought in, and this is something she's a great role model for her family, her daughter. She's definitely going to be someone that will never go back to a sedentary lifestyle.
It feels too good.
Yeah,
it feels too good.
She's addicted to feeling good.
When you're young and thin, you don't appreciate it, but when you work for it,
yeah,
and you're older and you've had babies or you put on a ton of weight and you lose it, man, do you appreciate it.
Yeah, she's definitely appreciating her new lifestyle. And you know what? She's become an advocate for our gym.
She's awesome. She just goes for it, right? And that's what we want. We want to unshackle people so that they just go for their goals aggressively. All right, so let's get right into it because this is what you signed up for. The 3 common mistakes to avoid these holidays so you don't put on pounds. These are pretty simple. Let's start at the start. Cheating all day long when you have a cheat meal. People kind of write off the holidays, and that's where you get burned. Like, you are going to indulge a lot, but save your indulgences for those work parties, those social parties, those family parties, and leave it at that, right? If you know you're going out that night, you don't have to be eating donuts all day long just because somebody brought them into the office or someone brought cookies to school or wherever you're at. Save the cheat till the end of the night, and then when it rolls around, completely enjoy it, right?
You got to put it in a silo. Put your cheat meal in a silo.
Well said. Okay, so this is where some people think they're getting smart. They're like, you know what? I know I'm going to have a cheat meal, so I'm not going to eat anything all day long.
It's crazy.
No.
I've been there. Back when I didn't know much about nutrition. This was me.
Yeah, no, I mean, but it makes sense when you think about it, but it doesn't work for you. And I mean, I know people, you probably know people who they eat once or twice a day and they keep putting on weight.
Yeah, exactly. In many consultations I've sat in, people would be like, I don't understand. I don't eat that much.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
But that's the problem.
And 90% of them never ate breakfast.
It's true, right? But so that's what happens. So if you're not eating, your body goes into starvation mode. And then when you finally give it food, it goes, okay, let's sock this away for a rainy day. And it stores it, right? But if you're giving your body food throughout the day, it realizes it's not getting starved and it's not going to store that meal or as much of that meal.
It just burns more efficiently.
Okay. So last thing, carbing up every meal, okay? You know your cheat meals are going to be loaded with delicious carbs and you want to enjoy them. So don't go crazy carbing up at every possible meal, okay? Have a balanced meal, protein, healthy fats, and some carbs, all right? But just don't pig out on a big bowl of pasta when you know you're going to be having a huge meal and all those hors d'oeuvres that night.
You know what? You just put yourself basically in a food coma, and the whole day shot, guys. Like, you don't want to be walking around feeling lethargic and bloated the whole day.
No.
So this is one, especially if you know you're having a party that night, or some sort of event that you know that is not going to be that healthy in terms of alcohol.
And then, the other thing is when you don't do this and you really enjoyed your cheat meal and your night, but you're good during the day, you can wake up the next day and not be like, so many people wake up after a big, big day of eating and they'll do it over and over again in the holidays. And they're like, oh my God, they have that little bit of guilt and then sock that away somewhere so they can forget about it. You don't feel guilty when you're smart about things.
And what you see many people doing is just like, I'm just going to start in January.
Yeah.
That starts. You hear that's like, I'm just going to kill it now. I'm just going to start in January. You don't need a month of killing it.
But it's that gets back to mindset. So
Yeah.
the same. Everyone's got this voice in their head, right? And this voice that tells you to put it off. The voice that tells you you can't do it. The voice that tells you that your genetics are against you. The voice that goes, hey, let's skip that workout tonight. The voice that tells you, let's just cheat, just screw it. You got to stop listening to that voice because that voice is holding you back. And that voice that's telling you to wait till January, that's the same voice, right? To start building mental toughness, you have to hear that voice and just go, no, not this time, right? So it's the more you can say no to that voice, that's how you get mentally tough, right?
Seen that movie 1,000 times.
Yeah, that's all right.
Okay, so 5 nutrition hacks for the holidays. Okay, you guys got your pencils ready for this one? So, first thing, when you wake up, within 30 minutes, guys, you should have some protein or healthy fats. Okay, this is something that we preach to our members. Especially over the holidays now. This is your first hack. If it has to be a protein shake, some good fats, a spoonful of coconut oil, eggs, avocado, whatever it is, get it in, plan it. Okay, this sets the tone for the rest of the day.
I fry eggs in coconut oil most mornings, right? Make an omelet, make sunny side up, however you please. Use the coconut oil to fry them in.
You don't want to start off with a sugary breakfast. And I know most people, or not most people, a lot of people they do the old Tim Hortons route, where it's a coffee and a donut, or a coffee and some pastry of some sort, or one of those really fatty breakfast sandwiches.
There's some people, they try to be good about it, and this is where it's not your fault. So you go, what, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to get one of those healthy cereals. Now, outside of, I think, shredded wheat, every other cereal I've seen, even from like these super high-end Whole Foods organic stores, they all have sugar in them. If you look at the ingredients list, the second or third ingredient is sugar. And I don't care if it's organic cane sugar. That's still sugar, dude. That's going to put weight on. And like even at Tim Hortons, the oatmeal, when you ask them not to put sugar on it, right? They still put sugar in the oatmeal by itself, right? So
you need flavor. They think you want flavor.
Yeah, and it's hard. So what we're saying is it's hard to get away from. You really have to watch things that are advertised as like low fat, because low fat stuff usually has high sugar.
Exactly. Okay, So next, this one, you need to take your calendar out, your planners out, especially over the holidays. You need to plan those 3 to 5 times a week workouts. You have to plan it like it's a doctor's appointment. You don't miss your doctor's appointment. High intensity hit training, 30 minutes, whatever it is, you need to plan this. Especially if you're going to be going to 2 to 3 parties a week. You know what I mean? Where you haven't been partying like that at all, and now you're going to send your body into shock if you're not planned. You're not well planned. And I'll tell you, if you don't plan it, it won't happen, guys. 3 to 5 times a week. It's half an hour. It will make a huge difference in whether you stay the same, lose a few pounds, or end up, if you don't do it, gain 8 to 13 pounds.
You're so right. If you put it in your calendar like any other priority, it gets done.
All right. This one, be careful with this one, guys. Don't drink too many calories. So if you're out and you know you're going to have some alcohol and whatnot, we like to use the 1-to-1 water rule. And that is basically, I get people saying, I'm going to be in the washroom all night. Well, you know what? You're not going to have a hangover the next day. You're going to be able to wash out some of that alcohol. You're going to absorb it way better. And you're not going to get hammered. Okay. All right. We're too old to go out just to get hammered. Okay. You go out to have a good time. Now, I don't want to be preaching, guys, but that is the new level. You have a few drinks to be social. You don't want to be fall down drunk. If you're fall down drunk, well, I'm not saying that's not a good time.
No,
but that's not that shouldn't be your target.
No, and it's not like you can't get a glow on, but these things just help, right? And in the morning, it's nice to be able to remember the night before.
Exactly.
Right?
All right. So your pre-cheat meal fasting and fat burn session. So this happens. So you're going to be at a party that night. You're going to be eating some bad food or you're going to be drinking. That day, what you should be doing is eating protein and vegetables. Okay, it's going to compensate for what you're going to put in the night. You're going to probably have a bunch of carbs that night, but that day you're going to compensate by eating well, protein and vegetables.
No carbs.
Okay? No carbs. 0 carbs that day because you're probably going to use up all your carbs that night. And one of the things I would do is I'd probably have a quick session, knowing I'm going to go out that night. It wouldn't be a bad idea to work out later on that evening before you go out. Okay, not only will it help you mentally, you're not going to feel like after you've just had a workout, you're not going to feel like going and downing a ton of alcohol. You might say, you know what, I have a few drinks, I'm feeling good. You're still burning calories from that workout. So this one is one of my favorite hacks here.
This is huge.
Yeah,
I think this is my favorite hack.
And if you're serious about not gaining any weight over the holidays and sort of in fact heading into the new year on a good note, this is probably one of the most important ones. Okay, indulge in healthy holiday foods. So when you're at that party, make sure you go straight for the protein. Okay, protein, guys. Go after the chicken skewers, the lamb chops, okay, the shrimp. That's what you're going after. The carbs, sugary stuff, save that for later if you're going to have some of that. But start off with the healthy proteins and whatnot at the party. Drink as much water, as we said, drink as much water as you can at the party. Honestly, you're not going to feel horrible throughout the party. You're not going to feel that bloated feeling right away. If you start off eating all that sugar and the heavy carbs, you're gonna have to ride out that party. You're gonna be full before you even get a buzz.
Yeah. You'll just be tired.
Yeah. So those are the 5 hacks. Now you got any more for that, or is that?
No, I'm telling you, if you avoid the mistakes and hit the hacks, you're not going to put on a pound, and you got a good chance if you're hitting those 3 to 5 sessions a week of actually leaning down. But let's move on here. Okay. Now, one big problem that we see, and that, you can talk about with New Year's, is this weight roller coaster. So if you had to think about how your weight has gone up and down over the years since you were in your best shape, maybe since you were in your late teens, early 20s, for a lot of the ladies, you're going to look right when you had those babies, right? Things have never seemed to be the same since you had kids, right? But there are also times in your life where things came up, whether it was work or a family incident where you just couldn't make it to the gym, where you were doing a lot of emotional eating, where you're just like, screw it. You were just too stressed out about this, that, or the other. And if you think about it, for most people, the story goes that their weight went up and down, but it's generally been going up. You know, they pull back 10 pounds, and the next year they're up 15. They pull back 20 pounds, the next year they're up 15, 20, 25. And it keeps creeping and creeping up. So what we want to do is we want to give you guys the fundamentals so that you can start to avoid this roller coaster and actually make the fitness lifestyle a permanent change. Just like Steph and Mark and Kathy and Geanina keeping it off permanently.
Sustainable results.
All right, so we'll get into these.
Yeah, and as before I start here, as Niall said, everyone, this is the biggest problem we see. People usually have anywhere from 10 to 40 pounds that they want to lose, and this has been a pattern, a holding pattern for some people, that they keep going up and down that roller coaster. So guys, I can't emphasize enough, come in, start off now. It's a small chance that you're just going to get hooked, and this is going to be your new life. So first thing, okay, and if I were going to build a house today, I would need a blueprint. I would need to have a plan. If I don't have a plan, okay, guys, and this is, we see people come in all the time. All those people that you see that we've talked about tonight, they had a plan. And if they didn't have one, we gave them one. We gave them an eating plan, a meal plan. We gave them a plan for how many times they're going to get in the gym. We gave them a workout plan, okay, and we kept them accountable. Okay, so they had to have a plan. And each one of you guys, this is one of the first steps and secrets to having successful transformation, you need to have a plan.
You've done this before in your life. If you plan for a wedding, if you've had a project to do at work, if you've had a project to do for school, it all started with a plan, right? Now you're just applying it to fitness.
Second, you must set a deadline for these goals. Okay, so most people, I want to lose some weight. They don't say how much weight they want to lose. They don't have a deadline. It's just a wish, people. You need to have some long-term and short-term goals. So for instance, if your goal is to lose about 40 to 50 pounds, here's how you got to break it down. Okay, my goal is to lose about 4 to 5 pounds a month. Okay, over the year, that becomes 40 to 50 pounds. So you got your short term, long term. So what do I have to do daily? What do I have to do weekly? What do I have to hit this goal? So now you're just breaking it down, because no one can eat an elephant. You need to chop it up into small pieces. And okay, so that's how you can eat that elephant. If you don't have a deadline, again, as I said, it's just a wish. Okay, so we're on these people. That's why we have these 6-week, 8-week challenges, just to get people in that mode of having a date, a deadline.
We talked about it. You got multiple deadlines. So
Yeah.
if you're losing 40 pounds and you're losing 5 pounds a month, that's 8 months, right?
Yeah.
5 pounds a month. So your first deadline is a month. Your long-term deadline is 8 months, right? And then you get that 5 pounds. 5 pounds doesn't seem a lot to do, right?
No.
That seems achievable.
Yeah.
It's not daunting, right? You get that first 5 pounds, you're like, wow, maybe I can do this. And you keep going.
Exactly. Okay, so you need to find yourself an accountability partner. Okay, we're going to keep you accountable. Your coach, your instructors are going to keep you accountable. But you also need other people in your life, your wife, your husband, co-workers, someone that you're telling, this is my goal, here's what I'm going to be doing. Keep me accountable. If you see me straying or whatnot, talk to me. It's not someone to beat you over the head or beat you up. It's someone that's going to help you, who's encouraging you. They might have a similar goal, okay? But you got to keep each other accountable, maybe. So this is one of the steps, again, onto the road to success for a successful transformation. Okay, and we do our best at FitBody to keep everyone. They track so that means it could be tracking your food, tracking how many times you work out that week. Okay, tell someone, I'm going to go to the gym 5 times this week. Make sure I go 5 times. I'm gonna track my food. I'm gonna hand it in to you every week. I don't care if you look at it or not, but make sure I hand in my food. Okay, so those are the type of things. And I'm not preaching, guys. I'm just telling you the facts. This is what gets results.
How would you describe somebody who would be good for accountability versus maybe somebody who wouldn't be so good for accountability if they're looking for somebody in their life?
Someone who's a hater. I wouldn't say a hater, but someone that does it. That's, if people are saying, "Oh man, you got to go to the gym again," okay, that's probably not a good accountability partner. Someone who's trying to get you to go drinking with them, not a good accountability partner. You need someone who's you can talk to. You're very transparent with them. Someone you trust.
Yes.
Someone you trust, because you might be vulnerable. You might not. There's going to be weeks you don't feel like doing this, and that person's got to be, hey man, come on. I've known you a long time. I know you want this. You can do this. Okay,
Yeah.
and you're not going to feel like an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not going to make you feel stupid.
Last one.
Yeah. Again, this slips right into this one. Surround yourself with support, guys. We joke about the fit family, but that's the one thing. One of the biggest reasons I like the fit body model was the surrounding support, whether it be instructors, other guys who have fit bodies, the people at the gym. They all have been there. So a lot of people have been in your place before starting out. They know what you're going through. They're very supportive. We're supportive. We have a great team, an awesome team that you can ask questions. There's no dumb questions. I know everyone says that, but we really mean that. There's no dumb questions. If you don't know, you don't know. We're there to help you. And it can be a long journey, but if you have a supportive team, it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're talking about that accountability partner. Sometimes there's that person you can think of right now. That person would be a great accountability partner. They'll keep me accountable. They'll cheer me on when I'm doing well. They'll call me out when I'm trying to cop out on this. But for most of us in our regular life, people are the opposite of support. And sometimes I don't think they necessarily mean bad, but oh, you're on a diet, and they'll tempt you with the pack of donuts that came into work, or they'll be asking you to skip the workout and come out and go for a drink or see a movie or grab some dinner. And it gets really hard when it seems like everyone you talk to is going, quit, skip it.
Yeah,
Right?
you're not a good person now. You're mean. You're
Yeah.
not fun anymore. You're going to hear all kinds of
Yeah.
stuff. You're not fun. Oh, you're losing too much weight. You know what I mean? You're going to hear that.
Yeah. And then that turns into, you're the reason I started working out.
Exactly.
Same people who are trying to stop you will start working out because you became their inspiration. But the important thing is to find support. So if you don't have it, find a community that can give it to you, right? Because that's going to be crucial. You need other voices who are going through what you're going through and who are just like, good job. All right. So, you know what? Because this is an issue, right? This weight roller coaster, we've all been there. Even Daryl and I have been there. We wanted to offer you guys something before we get off here to actually get you into the fitness lifestyle permanently. Okay. And to make it easy and to have all these 4 factors. All right. So surprise, surprise, here it is. Okay. You can do a holiday belly burn with us. It's a 4-week program, unlimited boot camp. We have 55 classes a week, morning, nights, weekends. You'll be part of our community. You'll have that support. Your coaches and us, we're going to keep you accountable. You're going to have a plan and you're going to have a deadline. It's 28 days. All right. And alongside of that, we're going to give you a holiday belly burn meal plan that takes into account that you are going to be out there indulging. And this is how we're going to be leaner come January. So you're going to start your New Year's resolution already running, already lean and mean. And this time you're going to know it's different. All right. So if you're really serious about it, don't listen to that little voice telling you to put it off. Start now.
Yeah, your plan needs to start now, guys. You want to start the year off. The first 90 days of the year, the first quarter, you want to kick ass because that sets the tone for the whole year. I'm telling you, hit the ground running, 2017. It changes the tone for the whole year. People start talking to you differently. You start looking different. You start feeling you want to do more. So you want to start 2017 now. Don't wait till January to start trying to figure things out.
So click on the link below if you like it and you want to check it out. And if you have a friend you think will want to go, or you think this webinar has been helpful and informative, please share it on social media with your friends so they can check it out.
We can also help, guys. Here's a free holiday ab workout guide. All we need is your email. We can send it to you. This is a free gift for you. Like I said, the people who take massive action are the ones that are going to see change. You don't take action, honestly, you're going to be in the same place next year. You should be having a different conversation next year this time. Uh, like I said, massive action is what gets real results. In fact, you should have a different problem. If you take massive action next year, you're gonna have a new problem. It might be. I have a six pack now. What should I be going after next?
I need to buy new clothes.
Exactly. That's a good problem.
Well, think about this. You talk about massive action. Every one of us has been at a point where we've complained that we really wanted something to change. Something in our life. We want something to change. Nothing changes unless you change. If you keep doing the same thing, guess what? You're going to get the same thing. You want change? Be that change.
Exactly. Nothing changes if nothing changes.
Got that right. All right, guys. That was it. Short and sweet. We hope we kept it to a half hour. Like we said, click on the link below if you want to check out the holiday belly burn or get the ab guide, and come on into the gym and let's make a permanent change this year.
Exactly. Happy holidays, guys. Love you guys.
Happy holidays.